Wing Chun guard tutorial. Basic Wing Chun guard position. So if we start with our lead hand, what we want to do, we got to worry about our diaphragm being hit. So we want to have this lower elbow be down just enough so that it's covering the diaphragm. So you see my hand here, this is beneath my diaphragm. My diaphragm is right up here behind the elbow. So I want the elbow there. This will be about roughly a fist away or so. And this is protecting the diaphragm. Now, I don't have the hand fully extended. I need to bring the hand up so that as I come up, you'll see my hands put up here. Then I cock the wrist back a little bit. Now, my fingers here, if you see here, come straight back. It's coming up pretty close to the throat area here. This is what the lead arm is doing. Next thing you need to do is imagine a line coming out from the center. So once you get this arm set up, you got this about beneath the diaphragm, about a fist away, got this cocked out here. This line coming out center, you want to move over until the fingertips are touching that line. You don't want to pass the line. You want to come until the fingertips are touching that line. Now, what is the rear hand doing? The rear hand is going to be up here like such. This is protecting the diaphragm on this side as well. Now, this here is about a hand span or so away. It could move a little bit. You don't want it touching the body. So about a hand span, maybe a fist span away from the body. The fingers are pointing straight up. I've seen some people relax like so. It could be because of wrist injury or something like that, but it should be pointing straight up. If you relax, it doesn't make much of a difference. But if it's pointing straight up when you go to throw that chain punch, you get a little bit more oomph because you have more articulation in this wrist as you throw that chain punch out there. Lining it up with the lead hand. So again, like I said, there's that center line here. This comes over and touches the center line. This one's also going to touch that same center line. They should not cross. You should be able to bring the hands right past one another because they're on either side of that infinitesimally small line. You actually don't want to cross. One of the reasons you don't want to be crossing like this is because then if someone gets this rear hands and trap it, they got both hands trapped. You want to hear, so if they get the rear hand, lead hand, doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to trap your hands. If you notice here, when this is about a hand span, fist span, whatever away, then this lines up with the elbow and is protecting the inside of the elbow as well. And if you see, Wing Chun is based upon triangles and three-sided pyramids in its entire structure. As you see here, I've actually formed a triangular wedge with the way that guard is set up. That triangular wedge creates a deflection surface, so if something's coming at me or as I'm closing the gap on the opponent, it creates a deflection surface to help me get in to the opponent's, inside the opponent's guard and to help deflect their attacks off of me. We're also kind of forming a pyramid as well, like I said, a three-sided pyramid. So if you consider my torso, the back side of that three-sided pyramid, and then of course my legs, we're not going to worry about what the feet and legs are doing, but that forms the base of a pyramid as well. But when I have this here, I have backside of pyramid, I have a base of the pyramid being formed by my arms. If you see here, if I go from here, this comes up here towards the head, forming the upper side of that three-sided pyramid. So this is the basic structure that your Wing Chun guard needs to take. And you need to get this down before you learn chain punching because the chain punch comes off of that guard. Now let me give one more thing about the structure here. Make sure you're not turning your shoulders. Now like in Okinawan Karate, we'll do some sort of fighting posture like this where the shoulders are turned. But when you're doing the Wing Chun, you need to be here because you want both hands to be able to reach out equally. It becomes critical for chain punching. If I go through and chain punch and shoulders are square, both hands reach the same, that way as we're going through in that chain punch there, each fist is going the same distance. If I turn my shoulders, then you see there's a difference in how far the two go. Let me go from here. So you see chain punching like this one would be hitting, this one would be missing. Or if this one's going to be hitting, it's going to hit the surface, this one's going to go through, or may not. you want to have the same distance so that you have equal range on both sides. That's why the shoulders need to be square. Anyhow, that's the basic essence of the Wing Chun guard, especially how we teach it. And one of the reasons there might be some variances between me and other schools is because I use the top 2 knuckles because of the type of fist I make. I don't use the bottom 3 like most Wing Chun schools do. Anyhow, everyone take care. God bless.